Hello everybody and welcome back to Brindley TV. So this is a series where we're going to be talking to some of our occupiers across Brindleyplace. I have with me today Andrew, who is the chairman from the Crescent Theatre. So good morning Andrew, and love the background.
Good morning. Well, you know, we try to be a bit theatrical, Stacey, you know.
Of course. But kind of, obviously, most people, I think, in Birmingham probably have been to the Crescent Theatre at some point, or at least, you know, been to a production or seen it. But for those that maybe haven't, do you want to maybe explain a little bit about the Crescent Theatre and its background?
Yeah, sure. The Crescent Theatre has been around for quite a long time. It's been around, in fact, probably about 90 years now, and always on the same place. So currently we're situated on Sheepcote Street, just on the edge of Brindley. We've been in that area for 90 years. We're currently in what is our third home, and we've always sort of been in that area. We are an interesting theatre in the sense that we're probably now in Birmingham one of the few actually producing theatres, and what I mean by that, we produce our stuff in-house. And we do sort of different events. We've got two strands to the theatre. If anybody's been to see our shows, you'll find that we've got our own in-house theatre company who come from a very strong amateur community background. And then we've also got all the shows that we bring in, all the sort of professional shows and various things that we do. We're a sort of smallish theatre, 300 seats in the main house. But, you know, it's a nice, intimate little space. It's been around a long time, and people, you know, I think value the whole community aspect. So it's great from that point of view. And we love being in Brindley, which is great.
Oh, yes, of course. It's the best destination, of course. But you've kind of touched on it already. Obviously, Crescent work a lot with the kind of Birmingham community. Explain a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I mean, we at our heart, Stacey, really is community. That's a big word for us in the Crescent Theatre, because from not just from the point of view that we produce shows ourselves, so therefore someone who's interested in theatre can come along and be part of what we call our community of producing theatre from that point of view. But we're also a host for many, many community organisations who really literally in Birmingham wouldn't have anywhere else to do their shows. So that can range from, you know, dance, plays, musicals, whatever it is. We have people coming in doing burlesque and all that sort of stuff. And we're very much community based from that point of view. And I think what we also like to do is go out to the community. So we've got some ties up, we did in the past anyway, with Ladywood, in terms of we did a lot of youth projects there in the community with some disadvantaged children. Where we did some workshops with them, then we brought them to the theatre and we allowed them to stage, albeit just one evening, within the sort of community space that we've got. So I think, I don't think there's any doubt that you would firmly call us a community theatre. And we also go out and we do shows, you know, around the region. So from that point of view,
which is very interesting. Obviously, we're currently in kind of, we're in COVID-19. We're in a pandemic. Obviously, that's had a major impact on the leisure industry and obviously the theatre as well. So, is there anything that you guys are potentially working on in the background while the theatre?
One of the issues you can imagine, the biggest issues that we're tackling is, and once we get some government guidelines on it, and we recognise that we're going to be at the end of the lockdown in terms of easing of that lockdown. But anybody who goes to the theatre, I'm sure I don't need to tell you, that one of the biggest issues we have to tackle will be social distancing. Now, that is really going to stretch us in terms of what we need to do and where we need to go and things like that. So therefore, I think it's really... and it really depends, and this is quite an interesting point, it really depends whether that 2 metre rule will become a 1 metre rule, because that makes a huge difference to what we can do in the theatre. Currently, there's been a huge survey of professional theatre in terms of how audiences feel about coming back. And what we're doing is that we've got various scenarios we've got in place, which we will rehearse about you as an audience member coming. So how we guide you around the theatre, how we get you to your seat, so that we observe all the social distancing rules. But at the same time, what we're doing at the moment is, rather than sitting on our hands doing nothing, we are totally revamping the theatre in terms of refurb. So when you come back in, you'll find the foyer, if you've been before, the foyer will be totally different. We've built an extension to our box office so that we obviously protect the staff and the audience, but the branding colours will be different now. We're spending some time on the bar in terms of what we've got there. And I think just overall, we just felt, look, we just can't not do anything. So we're going to use it. And then hopefully, maybe we can have another chat when I show you what we've done. That's going to take quite a bit of time to do, because we don't think probably we'll be open till the autumn. And I think that's so we are doing things. We're not. We're using the time wisely, Stacey. That's the thing.
Yeah, which I think is very important, actually. And I think things like refurbishing certain areas. Had you had to do that when there was lots of people coming in to watch productions, it's going to be a much harder. Although obviously nobody predicted this and nobody particularly wants it, I suppose you're kind of making the best of a difficult situation and using that time to be proactive and make the experience better when people come back. Exactly.
I think the other thing to emphasise, which will be the same for any business, not just us, but because we are a business where it's a leisure thing, and to some extent, we've got a lot of people in close proximity to each other. What we're keen to do is to make sure that the audiences feel secure coming to the theatre, and we will be carrying out a lot, as all other theatres. I mean, I'm in touch with many theatres in Birmingham, and we're all going down the same road, as to say, the only thing that we need to get at some stage, and I believe they're working on it from the government, is the guidelines that we need to work to see what we can and can't do. But I think it's probably going to be the autumn. It's going to be the autumn.
Definitely. And I know you've obviously announced your Christmas shows. Is there anything kind of in the pipeline, kind of back end of 2020?
Yeah, well, we Christmas show is the big sort of drive, and let's hope that we can get there, and that will go ahead as normal. We've rescheduled, for instance, we were due to do the Wizard of Oz in September. That's now been rescheduled to next year. We've got a lot of our professional shows. We do a lot. We've got a strong tie-up with the Strictly Come Dancing crew, and they're always a great, set of people to come to the Crescent Theatre. And we've got 2 shows that we've now moved to the early part of the year. So that's Ian Waite and Vincent Simona coming to us, and Neil Jones, who's a current guy on Strictly, and he's launched a brand new tour, and he's coming to us very early on that, which is great. So we are working behind the scenes there with these people. We've got The Caretaker, which is a pretty well-known play, if people are interested from the point of view of that coming off. But because we're having to move things, a lot of it is now moving into next year, and we're just sort of tying up contracts with people in terms of what they want to do. So it's unfortunately we're in a bit of a limbo at the moment, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah, definitely.
But as soon as we've got things in place and we're happy that these shows will go ahead, we'll make a big splash about it. So hopefully through yourself, that we'll be able to get everything out there from that point of view. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, like you said, it is limbo at the moment, because I think some people don't necessarily realise these productions are kind of organised, 12 plus months in advance. So suddenly having a chunk of your year taken out actually then impacts so much more than you would probably think.
Exactly. I think it's I've got to say the audiences have been excellent in terms of bearing with us, because we from the start of the lockdown, we, as all other theatres, we had to go into quite a heavy period of refunding tickets, getting back to people, You know, obviously we don't have all our staff in the theatre. You know, some of them are working from home and all that sort of stuff. So therefore, it's not been as straightforward. And then it's the rebooking the shows that is the issue, because you've got to bear in mind, I'm sure you do, that we're something like Strictly is a good example. So they're coming to us as part of a national tour. So it's not just our date they have to move, it's another 20 dates they have to move, and that's become an issue. So, but do you know what? Everybody's really Theatreland are desperate to get back. So I think we'll get there. I think we'll get there. I think we'll get there.
Yeah, I think we're all desperate to get back into the theatre as well, and another kind of pleasure destination. So thank you, Andrew. It's been really interesting talking to you. But yeah, and so thank you for coming on and having a chat, and obviously kind of stay safe, and we look forward to seeing what's coming in the pipeline kind of later in the year.
Great. Well, it's been great speaking to you, Stacey, and you and everybody else look after yourself.
Yes. Okay. Stay safe.
Thanks,
Bye.
Stacey. Bye.